No, no.
Top of the morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Mavs News.
On this week's episode, we'll be discussing the weekly sports report, this week's lunch menu, interviews with our new staff, and some wonderful news about the future of our school.
We hope you enjoy.
We are happy to report that recently Nora Public Schools has been awarded a BEST grant from the state of Colorado. This is a highly competitive grant that will pay for most of the cost of building a new, safe, efficient, and modern school building.
We have some more information about our new school's funding right here.
The state's BEST grant will cover the majority of the cost for a new school.
We also received a bond waiver for $2 million, which helps lower the amount we need to approve locally.
Our school district is contributing $600,000 from savings.
But we still need our community to approve an $8 million bond on November 4th to make this happen.
If this bond doesn't pass, we will lose this grant, and in the future, our students might have to travel to other schools.
Plus, our tax dollars could end up going to those other schools instead of staying here in Norwood.
We need to work together to keep our school strong, our students here at home, and our tax dollars in our community.
Sounds pretty exciting, Owen.
I know, right?
With that out of our way, let's move on to our weekly sports report.
Guess what time it is? Sports time. On Tuesday, August 26th, the middle school volleyball team will be playing against Dove Creek at 4 p.m. On Thursday, August 28th, the middle school football team will be playing against Dove Creek at 5 p.m. The same day, August 28th, the high school volleyball team will be playing against Dolores at 4 p.m. Finally, on Friday, August 29th, the high school football team will be playing against Hayden at 7 p.m. On the following day, August 30th, the Norwood JV team will play Hayden's JV at 11 a.m. That's this week's sports report. Remember to stay fit and stay safe. Let's see some action clips to get the season started.
Nice job, Bendy.
Now for this week's lunch menu.
Good morning, everybody. Here's this week's lunch menu. On Monday, you will have a deli turkey sandwich with carrots and chips. On Tuesday, you will be eating chicken fajitas with refried beans, a salad, oranges, and grapes. On Wednesday, you will be eating the school's wonderful hot dogs with steak fries, cucumbers, and watermelon. Finally, on Thursday, I hope you're ready for chicken teriyaki with steamed broccoli, seasoned carrots, and a choice between a fruit cup and some pineapple. Every meal comes with a choice between white and chocolate milk. As always, those eligible in grades 9 through 12 can leave campus to go get food. That's your lunch menu.
Great job, Bryson.
Now for the weather report with Keegan.
Good morning, boys and girls. We were originally planning to cut this part out of Mavs News. Your wonderful feedback encouraged us to keep it in. Now with that out of the way, let's move on to the weather. We're looking at a somewhat rainy week, with Monday through Thursday being labeled as having possible thunderstorms. On Monday, we'll have a high of 75 and a low of 55, with a 50% chance of rain. On Tuesday, there will be a high of 72 and a low of 54, with a 46% chance of rain. On Wednesday, there will be a high of 70 and a low of 53, with a 43% chance of rain, making it the coldest day of the week, which is really something, saying how hot it is right now. Thursday, we'll have a high of 73 and a low of 51, with a 33% chance of rain. Friday, we'll have a high of 75 and a low of 51 degrees with a 24% chance of rain. And finally, on Saturday, the hottest day of the week, with a high of 78 and a low of 51 with only 18% chance of rain. It's pretty hot day. Make sure to bring some sunscreen. And by the way, these conditions are not final and could change at any time.
Wow, were we really gonna get rid of the weather report?
What would we do without the weather?
I know, right?
Anyways, it's time to show an exclusive interview with our new first grade teacher, Paige Franklin, and the one and only Ribbleman, our high school English teacher.
What inspired you to become a teacher and why first grade in particular?
I feel like when I was in elementary school, I feel like I had a lot of great teachers, and I struggled as an elementary student, and so I wanted to be that teacher that students could always come to and trust and learn from.
What is the difference between being a student in Norwood Public Schools than being a teacher?
It's a lot different being a teacher than a student. I feel like when I first got into my classroom, I didn't think that I was supposed to be in here alone because I did go to Norwood my whole life as a student, and so it's been a change, just a transition, I guess I would say, just learning how to be a teacher by myself. So.
Okay, cool. How do you keep lessons engaging for children this age?
With first graders, it's hard to keep them engaged in activities, but a lot of them like hands-on learning, and they just need brain breaks too, because you can't have them sitting at the carpet for a whole hour, and so they do just need those consistent breaks.
And what are your favorite classroom activities or projects for your first graders?
I love doing science with my first graders, and I think they really get into it because it is things that we're not used to learning all the time, like reading or math.
Cool. All right. Awesome. Alrighty. What brought you to Norwood, Colorado?
Well, I was looking for a teaching position outside of Arizona because I've been in Arizona 12 years and it's so hot down there. And I'm an outdoors person, and I'd explored the whole state geographically, backpacking and paddling, and so I just needed a change, basically. I just wanted to move somewhere semi-alpine, and I'd already traveled through Colorado a lot in decades earlier, and I knew the state pretty well from a backpacking standpoint, whitewater paddling, rock climbing, and so I thought Norwood would be a great launch point to further explore the state, because when I'd been here decades before and explored the state, I'd hit certain locales, but there are many more locales that I wanted to hit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
What inspired you to become an English teacher?
Well, I had a great English teacher in high school who was fantastic, and my best friend, he was planning to be an English teacher, and so I'd always done well in English in high school, and so I thought you should always do what you enjoy best and what you're best at, and so that's how it happened.
What activities in the classroom do you provide that keep students engaged?
Well, I like to do projects. If you have a well-designed project that has several elements to the project, the students don't get bored. And so that's basically my approach. I also use the Socratic method when we're discussing literature, meaning I ask a lot of questions and let the students do the thinking. I'm not the kind of teacher who stands in front of the class and just dictates, because you lose them in about 5 minutes if you're doing that. So that's the approach.
All right. And is there any advice you'd like to give your students for the remainder of the school year?
Oh, well, just do the work daily, one step at a time. What happens with students is they get behind and they get frustrated throw up their hands, and it's just like life, you know, if you just take everything one moment at a time and do your best. My father always told me, I don't care what kind of grades you get if you just try your best, and he was right, because work ethic is everything. I've had lots of smart students, but I've had a lot fewer hard workers. So working hard is going to carry the day, and everybody can do that.
Alrighty, thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Riverman.
It's so nice that our teachers are so transparent with our students, right, Owen?
Of course.
Well, that's all for this week's episodes of Math News.
We hope you have enjoyed.